So while growing up in Montana, and I was there through my college, I graduated from college there. There were really no role models for me that were meaningful, at least outside of my family. You know, my parents first were role models because what we got from them was seeing, what hard work means and commitment to their families because they were both of those things, and so they were very, very strong people. And so I may not have recognized them as role models back then, but I certainly do today. And also my family. You know, I was the youngest of 7 children, and I had 5 brothers and 1 sister, and all of them were in a way a role model for me because they were all good, decent people. You know, I mean, with a family that large, living in poverty in a 1-bedroom home. My family withstood all that, and all of my family grew up to become hardworking, productive people, and so I had that also to lean back on and to grow from, to have a foundation built. So I think that our family structure was very important, and then we also had a very supportive neighborhood. A lot of people around us who got to know us, who were very generous to us, and there's especially one family that stands out, the George Gay family, and he was just a tremendous man and very generous to us, and treated us all so well that I saw what generosity really was and what a kind person, what kind people do. So in any event, we did have a strong family unit, but there was really no community leadership that I was aware of. I didn't have role models to look up, educators or community leaders who were doing things and making things happen in Billings. Mostly what I saw was negative. When we would go to events, there was just, whether it was a dance or a wedding, there was just, all I remember is there was usually a lot of drinking and problems would develop from that. So then getting to Seattle, I'm still at a point where I'm not really engaging in my own identity, but I began feeling like I needed to do that, and I first got to know some Latinos through a Chicano basketball league, and eventually, because of them and my interest in getting involved in the Latino community, I organized. Well, there was a Chicano basketball tournament, actually not a league. I played in that tournament, and then seeing that there was no Latino organized basketball program, I organized an adult Chicano basketball league. And I did that with an eye towards getting involved in the Latino community. I just figured that this was a good time to get to know people and let them know I've got some skills, let them know that, and even if it was basketball, they could see that I knew how to organize something, I didn't know that I would apply it throughout the rest of my life in terms of Latino activism, but in a way I have. That was kind of my grounding. So and this is where I began to meet some of the Latino leaders at the time. That includes Roberto Maestas and Samuel Martinez and Ricardo Aguirre and several others that became good lifelong friends. And it really caused me to explore my own identity, and to a point where all these years I was known as Rick Sanchez. My sister to this very day still calls me Ricky. But so I'm in meetings organizing this basketball league, and around me, there's Roberto and Santiago and Felipe and all these, and then there's Rick, and I just decided I'm going to change that. I'm not comfortable with that, so I just began with I was working at the YMCA at the time, and in the everywhere my name was listed in the professional directories or whatever, I'm Rick. And so I just, one year I decided I'm going to change the directory, and my name now is Ricardo. And that's who I am. And that was kind of a statement that I wanted to make to everybody, that I am not Rick or Ricky. I'm Ricardo, and that's the way it's going to be. And that was just important to me in terms of I'm making this conscious decision and a statement that I'm proud of who I am, I'm proud of my heritage, and I'm not going to be in denial for the rest of my life.